Now, let's end with a bit of a shady camera work. The cameraman here is just very mischievous indeed, because Donald Trump was talking about DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, how he's stripping it out of the bureaucracy. And let's see who the cameraman or woman chose to focus on.
The tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across the entire federal government and indeed the private sector and our military. And our country will be woke no longer.
That is some shady work there, Adam, focusing on Ilhan Omar, but DEI is a big issue. It is, again, a polarising issue, one of the ones that really separates the Democrats and the Republicans. What's been the fallout from Donald Trump implementing these policies? Because as he said, it's not just going to be in the bureaucracy, in the government bodies. It's going to roll out in the private sector. He is not going to have any sort of institutional racism where someone gets an advantage because of their skin colour or their gender or their sexuality.
Yeah, what's been happening with DEI has been fascinating. I actually have a piece coming out tomorrow on my Substack about it. You know, corporate America has been pulling away from DEI for the past couple of years, especially. It's too costly. The cost-benefit analysis isn't really there. On top of that, you have all different types of boycotts. The language of DEI has become toxic in many corporations. And so 5 years ago, where they were pledging to, support this Black-owned business and to hire X amount of people of this demographic, in some companies, they're completely scrapping diversity. We're having a little bit of an economic downturn. There's a lot of layoffs, and the first people who are getting fired are part of the diversity crew. But the biggest thing when it comes to the federal government, I think is going to be important with Trump. While the corporations are using Trump as a scapegoat, I do think that Trump is going to empower the EEOC to actually go after corporations, because diversity hiring violates the EEOC standards. And so they have every right to go after a corporation who is still practicing these things.
That is going to be amazing to see if you've got corporations being, having fines or all sorts of investigations if they find that their hiring practices are discriminatory. Adam B Coleman, thank you so much for your time tonight.